All right, so it's been a little bit since I've made any sort of big commentary slash just video in general here on the channel, and I thought today would be the day that we break it up and we do something a little bit more fun. I went outside. Yes, it's been a while since iTalk has made a vlog or has talked about an experience where he went outside of his house. I want to talk about my experience with the outdoors. It was very scary. I don't plan on ever doing this again. I did have a really good time though. This is an experience I'm never going to forget. However, I do imagine me forgetting a few minor details about the whole thing. So that's why I want to put it in video form and talk about it with you guys, because you guys have been asking me for more vlogs. For some reason, you guys want to see me outside of the house. So I have that for you in a post commentary form where I go over everything that happened in the said event. So what am I talking about? Well, on Saturday, which was the 10th of May, 2025, there was a grand opening for a video game store that I have been heavily anticipating its opening for, and it's called Just Press Play. This is a store chain that has been around for quite a while actually, and recently they have opened up a brand new location in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I got to experience it, and it was quite the experience. It was not a flawless one, but I'm okay with that because I kind of figured when I got there, I knew it was going to be not the smoothest experience, but I'm happy I got to experience it anyway. You know, it's fun. It's fun when life is unpredictable, and it's nice to see things not exactly go according to plan. So let's kind of talk about how this whole thing went down. So first we got to talk about Friday, the day before. I, for whatever reason, thought that the grand opening was on Friday. I went there was no one there, it was pouring rain, and I saw people going in the store but not coming out, and I thought, okay, maybe they're just like letting people inside in line because it's raining. And no, it turns out that no, it was the next day, so I look like an idiot. But this is the thing with me, is that a lot of people kind of realize this in the item shop videos. I don't always know what day is today, and that's just kind of been a problem with me because I don't have a set schedule on life things. Like I remember when I would go to school Monday through Friday, I would know what day it was then. But for me right now, with my current line of work, it doesn't really require me to know the day. I got to get myself a calendar is what I'm basically trying to say. So that whole day was a bust, whatever. Next day will be right there. And I was kind of debating on it because it's a long drive. I'm from New Jersey. This was a location in Pennsylvania. So it was not the longest drive, but it was a drive for me. I don't go outside very often, and when I do, it's definitely not very far out from my home state. So because of that, I did have to like kind of think about it. Am I really gonna go? Should I go? Yeah, let's just try again. So I get up at 6 in the morning and I leave for the store, and I get there around 8 o'clock. There was already a line outside of this building, which is pretty nuts considering the fact that like I didn't think this was going to be a huge line, but we'll get to that when we get to it. The reason why there were so many people already there, I think there would be like 25 people there before I got there. The reason being is because the first few people got a goodie bag. Now, the goodie bag I don't think had like crazy cool things in it, but like it's still free stuff. Like who doesn't want free stuff? And I did not get the bag, by the way. I did not get it. I was not there in front of the line. Like I was at, like I said, like probably the 25th person, and I think it was like the first 20 people got a bag. It's not that big of a deal. My whole point of the trip was not for the goodie bag, it was to experience this brand new location, so that's okay. I wasn't upset about that. I was kind of shocked though. I'm surprised that that many people showed up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning and waited with me, because I had to wait 2 hours in about 65-degree weather. I had shorts on, I was wearing a long sleeve hockey jersey. There's actually a video of me in a Just Press Play video, and I'll show it to you right now. This is what I was wearing. My getup was pretty swag, if I do say so myself. But anyway, as I'm waiting in line, I kind of was making small talk with the people somewhat behind me. I didn't make small conversation till like way later, until like the store was about to open up. I don't know. I don't like to bother people. If people are just waiting in line for this long, I'd imagine they probably don't want to be talked to. And then it was time to get into the store. I do have video of this, but before I do, let me show you how long this line was. So I'm showing the video right now. The line started at the front of the building, and then at the corner of the building is where I was standing at, and it went all the way from from the line of the building to around it, and then it looped all the way back to where the front was, but even further past that. It was such a long line. It was ridiculous for a grand opening of a retro game store. I can't believe it had that many people. I had to guess at least 500 people were in line for this thing. So pretty cool. Again, I just did not think it'd be this nuts. And also parking was something interesting. I parked in the video game store's parking lot. Now that sounds like, yeah, that makes sense. Why wouldn't you do that? Well, the parking lot spots filled up pretty quickly. And because of that, there was people parking in front of a grocery store that was near the store that we were going to. And it turns out that they were not very happy about that, because while I was in the store, they had to say, hey, if you parked at the grocery store, move your car because it's going to get towed. So that was like, ooh, thank God I didn't park over there. Now we can really talk about the inside of the store. This basically had everything you could imagine. Every video game console had their own games and stuff like that. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge PS1 and PS2 collector. So my eyes immediately went towards that. And you got to remember, there's so many people behind me that I'm just trying to move as fast as I humanly can. And I want to get the stuff I want. So I snagged a few things from the store, and I'm very happy that I got the stuff I got. And I actually have pictures and I can show you everything that I did get here. In the video, I do ask about their Kuon. I kind of figured they would have a Kuon on display because Kuon is probably one of the rarest PS2 games made. So I was always asking like, hey, what's the price on it? Because right now the price kind of fluctuates. They wanted $1,200 for it, which is really high. I would not pay $1,200 for Kuon. It's worth $1,000 max in my opinion, but listen, if people really want it, they are going to overpay. It makes complete sense to overpay because you also have the fact that, like, well, you have the convenience of being at the store to get the game. You didn't have to get off of eBay and stuff like that. Like, there's reasons as to why you would want to maybe slightly overpay, especially because if it's in your collection, like if this is something for collecting purposes and not reselling purposes, yeah, you'll pay that price. So I didn't get that, but I ended up getting a few PS1 games. I got Jackie Chan's Stuntmaster with the sweepstakes inside. Pretty rare to find that. I got a Valkyrie Profile, a Misadventures of Tronbon, and a Persona 1. And then for PS2, all I got was Xenosaga 3. All I got. I mean, these are still pretty expensive. I got Xenosaga 3. That was not the lenticular version. I had the lenticular version, but I needed the one that was not the lenticular version. And also Steambot Chronicles. Then I got some other stuff too, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I bought those 6 games right at the front of the store, and immediately I just saw how many people were in behind me, and I'm like, there's no way I'm getting to this line. I eventually did get to the line pretty quickly, and then after that, I just kind of perused through the store. They had Pokemon stuff, they had Godzilla stuff, they had so many action figures, statues, board games, they had Pokemon cards, they had so many different things. It was so cool, but it was very overwhelming. There were so many people in the store and there were so many things in the store, so I quickly ran up the stairs because there was actually some air up there, and the fact that not everyone was like completely filling it up. So yeah, I was up there for a bit and I got a good view of like what the store looked like from the top. It was crazy. Really enjoyed that. Then I did see they had some other games that were cheaper on the shelves, and I got myself Chicken Little, Ace in Action, Indigo Prophecy, Fire Pro Wrestling, and then another one. It was a PS3 game called Disgaea 3. Never heard of it before, but I wanted to snag it anyway. And funny enough, it did not come with the discs. The other games did, because guess what? I bought all of those behind a glass counter, so they had zero reason to put the discs in a different spot. They kept them there, which makes total sense. But these games were out on the sales floor. You want to hide the discs because people can easily just, you know, steal the games and stuff like that. So they did that, and I went in line for this, and the line got so much longer because remember, the first few games I got, that was like in the first 5 minutes of the store opening. So the line was like maybe 5 minutes long. This line was like 15 minutes long, 15 to 20 minutes, I would say. And when I got to the front, I noticed that they said, oh yeah, we have to get the games for you. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That took them at least 10 extra minutes to do that. Now, reminder, there's probably 500 people in this building. It's crazy packed and busy. I'm not upset about what happened with it all, but I'm just kind of letting you know that it was nuts. It was pandemonium. So much stuff was going on. And yeah, it took them a while to get the discs. I'm not upset about it. it is what it is. And there was another thing too that I noticed that I didn't even mention in my Facebook post about it, is that I ended up getting a thing that I was looking for on eBay. It was an NFL Blitz 2000 mini arcade machine, still sealed in its packaging, and I really wanted it, and I knew it came from their store. It was their online store, and I was curious to know if they actually had it in this building, and lo and behold, they did. So I was able to just buy that from them too, so that was pretty cool. And then after all that, after I got all my games, I left. I was gonna go and put the games in my car, which I did, and then I was gonna go back inside, but there was still a line to get in the store even after all that time I spent in there, because I spent like at least an hour and a half in that store just looking at the stuff and just perusing and taking it all in and just having a good time talking with the owner and like workers and stuff like that. It was overall a really fun time. I really did greatly enjoy it, but my lord, was it a lot to go over, and it was a lot to kind of take in, and I wanted to go back inside and just chill and not have to like carry anything, but the fact that there was still a line to get back in, I'm like, yep, not doing it. Sorry, not doing it. So because of that, I left. They had food trucks, which was pretty cool. It was really enjoyable. I really just enjoyed the experience. I didn't do the food trucks though. I didn't go to any of those. I didn't really do anything else besides just buy a few games, and that was about it. One thing I did want to mention though is that there were some content creators that were going to be there. The one I really wanted to meet was Some Call Me Johnny. Love that dude's content. Really been enjoying his stuff for like the past decade now. But he was not there when I got there. He would later show up probably in the afternoon. And I wasn't really going to wait that long. Yeah, it took a while to get there, but I wasn't going to wait that long for him. Love the dude. I just couldn't bother waiting in another line to get back in the store. Like, I had to wait in line for 2 hours to get into the store for the first time, waited about 5 to 10 minutes to buy the first set of stuff, waited 15 minutes to buy the second amount of stuff, then waited 15 more minutes for the discs to show up. And then as I leave and I come back in, there's a line to get back in the store. I'm good. I'm not doing that. I just couldn't do it. Way too many people. Still love the experience. Again, even though it wasn't like a flawless, like get in, get out sort of thing, I still loved it. I still really enjoyed it. And you know, about the Some Call Me Johnny thing, totally okay. I'm gonna probably go see him at Too Many Games in Philly in June. So I'm totally content with not seeing him yet. I'll just see him later. I think that's totally fine. And overall, yeah, I had such a fun experience. And if you're in the Lancaster, Pennsylvania area and you like retro games, Just Press Play is a highly recommended place. I highly recommend them. They are really nice staff there. Really cool people. I've bought from them plenty of times before. And yeah, the service has always been great. So there you go. There's my little story about what I did outside of my house for like the first time in years. Guys, that's it for the video today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know the like, comment, subscribe, code iTalk if you'd like to support me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all later. See ya.